My ADHD meds have not kicked in today, so my thoughts are a little everywhere. Hey besties, and welcome back to Sustainability Sunday, where every week I teach you how to live a little bit more sustainably without making any big lifestyle changes and without breaking the bank. This week, I want to make sure that y'all don't fall into the same trap that I'm sure 90% of people fall into when they first try to live more sustainably. Eco-friendly products. Y'all, I hate to break this news to you, but eco-friendly products, 90% of the time are probably a scam. Not a scammy scam, but they're not what they're billing themselves as. Eco-friendly isn't a certificate. You're not certified eco-friendly unless you're a B Corp. Eco-friendly brands and eco-friendly products, 90% of the time, just a marketing buzzword, just greenwashing, just saying things to make you feel better about buying the product. Did you know that bamboo sheets are actually just made of rayon? It's nothing special. Same thing for eucalyptus. Eucalyptus sheets, bamboo sheets, they're all just rayon. If you think that you're doing something better for the planet by getting something that's more natural and eco-friendly, you're not. It's still just the same rayon fabric. Flushable wipes is a prime example. They're not flushable. They don't break down. Biodegradable plastic. How is that a scam? How is that scammy? It's biodegradable. Isn't that what we want? In theory. In practice though, biodegradable plastic is only actually biodegradable in industrial situations. If you're trying to compost something at home and it's labeled as compostable, it's probably not actually compostable in an at-home compost. It probably has to go to some type of industrial site, which I'm sorry, but do most people send their recycling and compostables to industrial sites? This one got me all the time, especially back when I was in college when I was trying to do everything that I could. H&M and other fast fashion, but for me it was always H&M. They have sustainable lines. Let me let you in on a little secret. It's not actually sustainable. When fast fashion has eco-friendly and conscious and sustainable lines, they're not. They're just using marketing buzzwords to generate interest. There are no regulations on these terms. They can slap these labels on anything. On that note, of people just slapping labels on things, look at starter kits. Zero waste starter kits, sustainability starter kits. How much of that do you need? Probably not much. I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'll say it 1,000,005 times. Sustainability is about using what you have first. If you already have glass jars, you don't need to go out and get a sustainability starter kit with more glass jars. If you don't use straws, you don't need to get a sustainability starter kit that has straws, but you don't use them anyways. Oh, like awesome, it's got like bamboo cutlery. You have cutlery already. There's absolutely no reason to be getting these starter kits when you already have the product. Repurpose what you have before buying something new. Like I'm currently redoing my apartment and trying to do that sustainably isn't the easiest thing, but we're doing what we can do. There's a series of me redoing the apartment on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, go check that out. Shameless plug. But for example, I've even told you before on here, I have powdered drink mixes in mason jars instead of buying new sustainable containers. No, my Nespresso is not the most sustainable option, but I love it. And I keep my Nespresso pods in a fruit bowl instead of going out and buying a specific Nespresso pod container. Literally just repurpose what you have first. Then there's cleaning products. If you're going out and you're buying cleaning products that are, eco-friendly cleaning products, I already have a whole video on that. Y'all already know my stance on that. But if you really want to buy something that is a pre-made eco-friendly product, if it's in a plastic bottle, it kind of goes against the whole eco-friendly part. This might be a hot take, especially coming from me, but something that's not sustainable, but I do still have a lot of in my life, is vegan leather. If y'all don't know, I am a vegan. Anything that I have that's actual leather was either from before I went vegan, like my Louis Vuitton bag that I got when I was like 5 years old. It was a hand-me-down. I wasn't getting a brand new Louis bag at 5 years old. It was a broken hand-me-down that I've since gotten repaired. Just not a spoiled brat. Just got a broken bag and fixed it when I grew up. Or I'll get it from the thrift shop. Yes, I still feel some type of way about it, but it's already been made. I'm not adding to the demand for it. So as a vegan, I'm okay with having like one good quality leather piece if I get it secondhand. If if that makes sense. But I have plenty of vegan leather options, including my Doc Martens. Lots of clothes actually, because as someone that's really into like the alt style, there's a lot of vegan leather. Do you know what vegan leather is actually made from 90% of the time? Plastic. This is the problem with greenwashing. We all just see these buzzwords and assume it's better, but it's not. It's not gonna stop me from wearing my vegan leather because hi, it's really cute, but I know it's still plastic. Listen, this just might be my own thing, but I do think that laundry pods, even though they bill themselves as being more sustainable, they're not. Laundry pods are literally just laundry liquid in little plastic pods, and the plastic doesn't even break down entirely. So like, we're not gonna necessarily touch on that, but I have a moral opposition to laundry pods. Anything labeled as natural. Natural is another one of those buzzwords. There's quite literally no certifications, nothing that they need to do to be certified as natural, to prove they're natural. Gasoline is natural, but I wouldn't want to be using that in my beauty routine, in my skincare, in my cleaning products. To power a car, yeah, although I do wish that we had better and cleaner options for that, but that's something that's natural. For the love of God, please never fall for when somebody says something is chemical free. Please never fall for it. Please never fall for chemical free. Or for, I will only eat chemical free. I will only use chemical free XYZ. I'm gonna say this with all due respect, but anyone that claims that they will only use chemical free products or only eat chemical free or drink things that are chemical free, y'all are dumb. You're breathing in oxygen, which is a chemical. You know what humans need to drink? H2O. Hydrogen and oxygen. Water, which is a chemical. Everything is chemicals. Everything has a chemical makeup. Everything is chemicals. If any product is billing itself as being chemical free, it's a scam. Do not listen to it. Do not believe it. Do not take that to mean anything. Everything is chemicals. Oh, I'll only eat whole foods. I don't want any of those chemicals in my diet. Your whole foods are chemicals. Sorry, that's one of the hills that I will die on. People get so upset over, I won't have chemicals. Chemicals are in everything. At the end of the day, if you want to know something is actually sustainable and or better for the environment and you don't want to fall prey to greenwashing, how do you check that? Don't fall for lines like natural, eco-friendly, green, environment friendly. Don't fall for lines like 100% recyclable. It might be recyclable, that might be a step in the right direction, but it's probably only going to be under certain conditions that most people aren't able to do. Plus, it also puts a lot onto the consumer. Yes, you who is viewing this and is buying this because it's 100% recyclable might be the type that will recycle. Think of your average consumer though. Think of your neighbor, think of your coworker. Are they the type to recycle? If it says made of recycled ingredients, maybe. If it says made of 100% recycled ingredients, okay. That's a claim that they can back up, they have proof for. Okay, we'll go with that. A lot of businesses have hopped on the trend of saying, oh, for every however many purchases, we'll donate or we'll plant trees or we'll do something good for the planet. Unless you see proof to back that up, don't believe it. The only exception to that is if they are a B Corp. If a company is a certified B Corp, there's actual requirements they have to make to get certified. That is what I trust. Most of those companies, you're not gonna find on Amazon. You're not gonna find at Walmart. You're not gonna find at Target. You'll find them on their own website. Maybe they'll have them at Amazon, but you need to know what you're looking for. Earlier this year, I did a brand deal with a company that is a certified B Corp and does more eco-friendly toilet paper. There are studies, there's proof. But if you don't look into it, you're not gonna know. Nowadays, everyone claims to be eco-friendly. Until you actually see the proof to back up the claims, don't believe in any eco-friendly or green product. What are some brands you can trust by default to know that they are actually more sustainable and more eco-friendly? Brands that I can think of off the top of my head? Yeah, there is the brand they did a brand deal for, who gives a crap. I'm not being paid to talk about them in this video, but I have been using their products and I do love them. And they are a certified B Corp. They are more eco-friendly without it just being a label. Dr. Bronner's. Dr. Bronner's is no longer a certified B Corp, but that's their decision. Yes, they did sell, they are corporate now. Things have changed a bit since the company's been sold, but apparently Dr. Bronner's didn't like the direction B Corps were going because of greenwashing, and they want stricter standards. So they opted to not be a registered B Corp. They are still a benefit corporation, but not a registered B Corp, but they are still a brand that you can trust, if that makes sense. Bob's Red Mill is another brand that is not a B Corp, but is very much environmentally friendly, eco-friendly, is a brand that I fully support. I would say a vast majority of my pantry is Bob's Red Mill products. The reason that they are not a certified B Corp is because they are privately employee owned. All of Bob's Red Mill is owned by the employees. There are no stockholders aside from employees. Bob's Red Mill puts their money where their mouth is. They are good for the environment. They're the OGs. Bob's Red Mill is a brand that I wholeheartedly support and always will, and I think is a prime example of what companies can be doing. Grove Collaborative, which sells pretty much cleaning products. B Corp. Amazing. 10 out of 10, very much support. A lot of it also comes down to what type of product that you're looking for what brands to support and what is eco-friendly versus a scam. If you're looking for cleaning products, check out B Corps. If you're looking for personal hygiene products, check out B Corps. If you're looking for cosmetics, skincare, body care, check out Leaping Bunny, which is not tested on animals. And then once you find products that are not tested on animals, then you can figure out which of those are considered more sustainable. But I can pretty much guarantee you that you're not going to find something that's sustainable and is tested on animals. I'll be honest, I do enjoy Lush products a lot. I don't think that they're necessarily the best option because Lush does have a relatively high price point, but I am a big fan of Lush products. What's kind of fun now is that the FTC actually has a way for you to report greenwashing fraud to them. Whether or not anything will come from that, especially with the current administration, I can't speak to, but I do think that it's actually a step in the right direction. But at the end of the day, it's not on the company, it's on the consumer. Do I think that's necessarily fair? No. But any lifestyle that you want to live, you as a consumer need to be mindful about what you're purchasing. You need to know what you're doing. I'm somebody with allergies. I need to check every product before I buy it to make sure that it doesn't contain anything I'm allergic to. That's not on the brand to disclose it. Yes, they do have to have allergen warnings, but I'm allergic to avocados, for example. That's not a common allergen. Yes, on the ingredients list, they would need to disclose avocado. They don't need to have a big warning that says, Maya, you're allergic to this on it. That falls on me. I need to make sure that it's products I can use. I'm a vegan. It is on me to read the labels and make sure that it is actually vegan. Yes, it's helpful if something is certified as vegan, but the amount of times that things just use the term plant-based, which doesn't mean anything. They literally make plant-based nuggets, which are half vegetables, half actual chicken, mixed in together. But since it's so much vegetables, it's still considered plant-based. That's why a lot of these words have no meaning. They're just marketing buzzwords. If you are choosing to be a conscious consumer and to make any type of decision, a lot of it does fall on you. You can't put all the responsibility on a company. I'm not letting these companies off the hook. I'm not saying that what they're doing is right by greenwashing and mislabeling things, but we as consumers need to take on a certain amount of responsibility because let's be real, society as a whole doesn't care. What it all comes down to is your responsibility as a conscious consumer. Read labels, do research. Yeah, if you're at the store picking up groceries and you happen to see something that looks like it might be eco-friendly, if you've been using a spray cleaner, an all-purpose general cleaner, and you're about to run out, and you see one that looks like it's eco-friendly, you're already at Walmart buying your groceries, okay. It's not going to necessarily negatively affect you to buy it. Any step in the right direction is a step in the right direction, but keep in mind that it might just be a label. It might not actually mean anything. If it is cleaning products, by the way, and you don't want to make your own at home with vinegar and or Dawn dish soap, Dawn might not necessarily be sustainable, but I will die on that hill that Dawn is the best product you can get. Dr. Bronner's, which I've already addressed. Blue Land, it's tablets and it comes in glass bottles. There's not many more sustainable things than that. Grove Collaborative, sometimes you can find their products in stores. I know for a fact that Target used to carry them. Even Method, though it comes in plastic bottles, is still, for the most part, a more sustainable brand. Please just do your research as a consumer, just know what you're getting into. Small steps are better than nothing. And as y'all know, one of the biggest tips for living more sustainably, don't buy something just because it's green or sustainable. If you don't need it, you don't need it. If you have a product that works perfectly good, you don't need to go out and get a new one just because it's more eco-friendly. If you have a bunch of sponges in your cabinet, you don't need to go out and buy one made from coconut shell because it's more eco-friendly, it's made from coconut. Maybe when you run out of sponges, you can get that, but at the same time, I'm sorry, but a coconut shell sponge is just going to end up scraping up your dishes. Look into what you're doing, look into who you're buying from, look into the products, and don't fall for marketing scams. Don't fall for greenwashing. Don't fall for buzzwords that have nothing to back them up. Look into B Corps. Look into companies that have been around for years and people trust and they have built that reputation. Brand loyalty exists for a reason. There's a reason I've been using Dr. Bronner's since I was a kid. There's a reason I've been using Bob's Red Mill since I started cooking for myself. There's a reason these products have good reputations and have the brand loyalty. What do you think? Have you ever fallen prey to greenwashing? I'm pretty sure we all have at one point or another. I know I've definitely, when I first started trying to go sustainable, gotten things that are not actually sustainable. I definitely got things that were billed as eco-friendly but weren't actually good for the planet. Fast fashion's conscious lines. My closet used to be full of H&M's Better for the Planet line. What have you fallen prey to when it comes to greenwashing? Why do you think so many companies are doing greenwashing? Do you think that we need stricter certifications to have these labels? Let me know your opinions in the comments below because I love to hear what other people think. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. I put out new videos every Wednesday, Sunday, and then alternating Mondays and Fridays. Every Sunday is Sustainability Sunday, so if you like sustainability, I'll see you next Sunday. When you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell, otherwise YouTube will never tell you when I post new videos. It's a little bit broken like that. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I don't know, but I've been told the world outside is oh so cold. So cold.